Alright, so today I want to show you how to properly remove a flash drive and how to upload photos from an SD card. So all of you guys have your SD cards in your camera, and you will take the SD card out and put the SD card in the slot on the computer. The slot should be located on the back of your computer screen. It's just a tiny little slot, and you'll slide the SD card in there, and if things go right, you will have something that pops up that says either no name, or it might have a name to it. When you're going to import pictures, most of the time photos will pop up for you. You will select all your images. I can click on several images. I can also hit Command and click on several images if just clicking on those images doesn't work. It all depends on the version of the computer that you're on. Some of the older models of the computers don't always work right. So just try Command. You can hold down Command and start clicking several pictures as well. You can do a whole group. These are just some personal family photos and graduation photos that we have. So I'm going to go and I will actually select a couple here. We'll select this one and this one. And I'm not going to remember which one, so I'll select these of my cousin. And I'll import selected. And only the images that I clicked on will be imported into your photos. You can go into photos here and see all of our wonderful pictures that I have. Or you can go to, I like to go to albums. It'll give me the last imported pictures. Once you have that, remember how we all have folders onto our desktop. The easiest thing to do, and what I always recommend kids doing, is opening up their folder, and you can see I've added folders to my folder. I added a Project 1 folder, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and then my portfolio, which we'll talk about more in class. If I go to Project 1, what I would put in here is extra pictures that I have. I always recommend that you take extra pictures. So I'm going to take these pictures here, I'll highlight them all, and then drag them to my Project 1 folder if these were for Project 1. I can sort them out better later. I can keep copies of them. If it was one of the best pictures I took ever in my whole life, I'm going to copy it, which is Command C to copy, and then go to Portfolio and Command V to paste. Well, it didn't paste it into my portfolio, but it's right here, so I can drag it. And you can see there's a copy in Portfolio, and there's also a copy here in Project 1. So I don't lose credit for not having it in my Project 1 folder. So that is how to import pictures. Once you're finished importing pictures, you can take no name and drag it to the trash can. By dragging it to the trash can, you are safely ejecting it. You're not going to lose any pictures. You're not going to corrupt the SD card. Once it disappears, you can actually remove your SD card and place it back in your camera or turn it back in. The next thing I want to teach you guys how to safely remove, and it's very similar to an SD card, is a USB or a flash drive. You guys all have used flash drives, I'm sure, before. Once I plug in my flash drive, it'll start to work and it'll show up. This is your flash drive. This has anything in it that you were to use. This has some movies on it. So once I have this on here, I can copy things onto my desktop if you need to copy things onto your desktop. When you're finished with it, you're going to take your flash drive and you'll take it to the trash can, and this way we're not corrupting any files. And when you see it disappear, that's when you can actually take out the flash drive. If I were to unsafely remove my flash drive or my SD card, a little error will show up, and I'll show you guys that error as soon as my flash drive pops up. you'll get disk not ejected properly. This is very important because you can actually corrupt some of your pictures. I have kids a lot of times, they'll save pictures from one computer to the next computer, and rather than doing file sharing or internet might be down or something like that, they use a flash drive. And if you use a flash drive, that's a great thing to have. It's a great thing to use. However, I've had kids actually do this several times. They do not eject it properly, and their pictures don't end up transferring onto that flash drive. So they end up doing the transfer what they think is 4 or 5 times, but in reality, because they're not safely ejecting their flash drive, the information is not transferring. So please make sure that you are ejecting your flash drive safely. That is the end of this video. We will be starting Photoshop in the next video. It's just some basic Mac tutorials that we want to get through with a PC. To safely remove your flash drive, you can just right-click and hit eject. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. You guys are always available to email me, put it on the blog, put it on our Remind email, and things like that.